Hey everyone! Welcome back to another edition of Adult Storytime from the Crystal Lake Public Library. This month, April, is National Humor Month, and so I wanted to share a funny story from the one and only Jim Gaffigan and his book, Dad is Fat. And the story within is called A Critical Analysis of Children's Literature. Everyone knows you are supposed to read to young children. Well, that's what I hear when I have my kids watch Sesame Street so I can waste time on the internet. Read to your children. Interestingly enough, when you hear read to your children on Sesame Street, they never say, "Did you hear me? Do not watch Sesame Street. Turn off the TV and read that kid a book." We know we are supposed to read to our kids. What they don't tell us is that we will be reading the same books over and over and over again. Around the 10th time reading some of these books to your kids, you begin to develop some really strong opinions and questions about them. The very hungry caterpillar. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is concerned that maybe the main character has an eating disorder. Hey, I identify. 5 little monkeys. I think that after the second little monkey jumped off the bed and bumped its head, the doctor who the mama called would have been tempted to call Children's Services. Yet the doctor's advice remained, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Really? Didn't that doctor take an oath at some point? I smell a lucrative malpractice suit. The Giving Tree. A favorite, but really, how depressing. Whenever I read this to my children, I always think, I'm the tree. I'm the tree. Now I'm the stump. What's the lesson here? Take everything from your parents until they have nothing left, and then move back in when you've squandered it all and you're an old loser, and your parents will let you crash on their stump. Caps for sale. Another favorite, but why would anyone want to buy a cap that someone is already wearing on his head? If there are monkeys in a tree, where is the peddler selling these hats? Where are the people? I've read this book 100 times. He's not going to sell any of those caps. He should just let the monkeys keep them. They are the only ones that want them anyway. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. No one ever questions why the Papa Bear and Mama Bear slept in separate beds. What was going on in that marriage? More backstory needed. The Wheels on the Bus. I'm not sure if Wheels on the Bus started as a book, as a song, or as a torture technique, but it sounds like it was a pretty annoying bus ride. Goodnight Moon. He has to say goodnight to everything in the room. That kid was obviously just procrastinating. How manipulative. Harold and the Purple Crayon. Great book, but where do I send Crockett Johnson the bill for cleaning my walls? Glad it wasn't Harold and the Purple Book of Matches. The Runaway Bunny. Who wouldn't want to run away from that mother? Talk about overbearing. Go, dog, go. It gets heavy with the "do you like my hat" subplot, but is a really, really easy read. Totally my pace. The message is clear, concise, and important. Everyone wants to go to a party in a tree. And it's true. All Dr. Seuss books. Is it possible to read a Dr. Seuss book and not sound a little drunk? This brings up another aspect of reading to your children. You are not just reading. You are performing, or at least you're supposed to be. Jeannie has well-defined characters, each with a complex history. I suffer by comparison. I've had one of my kids tell me to read with less boring. Every parent has his or her favorite children's book. They often sound passionate about the book. I just love Babar. It's not that Babar is so good, it's just that most children's books are so bad. Many children's books don't even feel like first drafts. They feel like someone has sent the text of most children's books via Morse code. Tom has a ball. Cindy has a doll. Tom and Cindy are friends. End of book. Stop. Don't get me wrong, I have great memories of children's books, and my reading level has not advanced far beyond them. It's just when I pick up one of my old favorites, I'm sorry, but it never holds up. For example, my favorite book as a child was Harry the Dirty Dog. The story goes like this. Harry was a white dog with dark spots who didn't like to take baths. He ran away and got very dirty, becoming a black dog with white spots. Upon his return, His family doesn't recognize him because of the color change until he gets a bath and they realize it is Harry. Really? They don't recognize a dog that outside of color looks identical to their dog, does the same tricks, and is obviously dirty? I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. How dumb do they think I am? And I'm pretty dumb. To be fair, some of them hold up. The little Injun that could. I still never think he's going to make it up the mountain, and I'm always pleasantly surprised when he does. It's kind of the Rocky of children's books. Still waiting for the sequel, The Little Injun That Sought Revenge, Part 2. So if you enjoyed that story, one of many in Jim Gaffigan's book, Dad is Fat, Jim has written many other books as well. And in case you weren't sure, you wanted to know a little bit more about Jim, here is his self-written biography, little blurb in the back of the book. Jim Gaffigan won the Spanish Award in high school. Granted, there were only 3 people in his class, and one of those people was the teacher, and the other student was kicked out halfway through the year. And that's it. That's all he put. I love the back of the book, too. He has a great picture of himself. Buy this book. I is a good writer. I like that a lot. Very funny. So happy National Humor Month. And I look forward to the next story time where we also celebrate, because no month can be just one thing, National Poetry Month. All right, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little story today. I'll see you later. Bye.